Good day, everyone. This is Jasper Jedgueco, your Premier Field Engineer from the Microsoft Services team, and also your Microsoft Education Ambassador, back again with another tips and tricks video for Microsoft 365 that teachers and even students can use when they want to create creative timeline on their PowerPoint presentation. Let's go! Now, the title again of this video is creating creative yet effortless PowerPoint presentation or timeline in your PowerPoint presentation. What I meant by that is that you don't need third-party application, specific third-party application to accomplish this. You don't even need to have a creative skill set or artistic skill set as well as animation skill set. All you need to have is your PowerPoint and your Office 365 subscription. Now, in order for you to do this, again, you'll have to open your PowerPoint presentation. And then the first thing that we usually do is we copy pictures, either from our own PC or we copy pictures online. What we usually do is that we open our favorite browser, which is Edge, and we search online using Bing. But not everyone knows that we can actually have or get online pictures using this option, which I click on earlier. So this is what you call as insert online pictures. So what you're seeing here is a small browser inside PowerPoint, and this is powered by Bing. So you can actually quickly search here, like for example, Philippine, what I typed here is Philippine Spanish era, and then it will give me pictures about Philippine Spanish era, and then I'll just click on insert. And then I'll be needing three pictures for this specific presentation because what I'm presenting is the colonial Philippines. So I'll be typing Philippine American era here, and then I'm going to choose this picture, and then I'm going to click on insert. And then since we are talking about colonial era, we'll be adding more picture, which is about the Japanese occupation. Now I can specifically type items here. I could actually type in Philippine that March. Unfortunately, it's part of our history, and then you can actually add in words such as colored, so that you'll have specific information. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna choose design from design ideas, which is only available if you are on Office 365. It automatically creates a PowerPoint slide for you, which it arranged it well. So as you would notice, the chronology of the era is not well fixed by designer, so I'll have to do a little bit of adjustment here. And also, as you would notice, there is a citation under the picture because you got it online picture. What's best about pictures online, if you're going to use insert and that feature, it will automatically give you pictures that are included in the Creative Commons license, meaning the photographer or the artist who made that photo can allows you to use it anyway and whichever you want. And then as you would notice, the picture on the American era is not on the middle. So the flag and the horse is not on the middle. So I'll just click crop on it, and then it will, I will just adjust it. So I am now happy with my picture. So all I have to do is Control A, okay? So Control A is select all, and then I'll also press on Control C to copy. Now, not everyone is familiar with this, but you can actually copy items and then paste it as a picture. So we now have one picture here. But why did I put a picture here? Because we'll be using this so that our timeline will be artistic. So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm just gonna align this picture, okay, and then I'm gonna change the color. Again, no third-party application. You don't need any third-party editing tool. So I'm gonna put it in black and white so that it will be, more as artistic, plus it will give me a more immersive picture. And then since this is a timeline, I will add here a line. So I did draw a line, and then I'm just gonna put it in white. So I click on shape outline, and then I'll choose white, and then I'll increase the weight in to 4 points. So it really depends upon your preferences. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm actually aligning the line. As you would notice, I'm having a hard time. So not everyone knows this feature, but you can actually select that object, okay, using the selection pane. So if you have more than one object, you can actually select it using like selection pane, and then you can use that align button so that you can align it center, so it will automatically be put on the center of your slide. So what I'll be doing next is I'm gonna create a circle. So as you would notice, my circle is not perfect, it's actually an oval. Now, in order for me to have it in an equal measure, so I'm gonna arrange, or I'm gonna put here 2 inches so that it will be a perfect circle. So 2 inches height, 2 inches width, so I'll have perfect circle. So I'm gonna change this into white so that it will be uniform with our timeline, and then I'm going to create 3 dots here, or 3 circles here, because I have 3 parts of my timeline. So what I'm going to do next is I'll just select on I'm just going to select on the slide, but right now I'm still doing some, arranging so that the picture is aligned. And then I'll select on the slide, and then I'll press on Control C and Control V. So again, copy paste, and Control C and Control V as copy paste, and I'm copying the whole slide. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to crop the black and white picture and put it on the middle of the first part of my timeline. And then I'm going to put the circle here. Okay, and then what I'll be doing next is that I'll be changing the color of I'll be changing the color of it later. But as you would notice, I am testing out here the transition. So you'll have to use the Morph Transition, which is built in, even though if you don't have Office 365. So it will, give me this transition effect so that you don't need to do manual animation. So with Morph, it will allow you to create a powerful transition in a smoother flow. So right now I'm changing the color into red, the color of the circle, so that it will pinpoint where I am right now in the animation. So I also added here a text box so that I would have description on the specific part of the timeline. As you would notice, the object is quite heavy. It distracts the audience from the picture because it's too heavy. So you can actually click on edit or format shape rather, and then you can decrease transparency so that it will be subtle yet still impactful. So you can still see it like hovering or floating on the picture. And then I could easily type in 300 years of Spanish occupation from here. And then I'm just gonna align it there. Okay. The next thing is, again, is easy. The next thing that I'll do here is I'll just crop, okay, crop the picture so that you will have a full transition of covering that certain part of your timeline. Now, the next part is copy pasting the slide. So we're gonna repeat the process here. We're gonna click picture, format, and then crop the black and white picture in the middle. Okay, and then here we copy or we move the circle, change the color to red. But first, let's check the transition. We're good to go. Okay, and then once we've checked the transition, we could do a little bit of an adjustment here. Okay, so okay, so we'll be copying the slide here, copy paste the slide, and then shape format, shape fill into red, and shape outline into red to give pointer in our specific timeline. Copy paste, and then I'm gonna add here American rule, or probably the American rule. Okay, now I can put it on top of the picture if I would want to add additional. Oops, sorry. I would add additional design on my timeline, so you can put it on top or you can put it on the right side. But I think you would notice that it doesn't sit well there because the face of the horse is covered by the text. So all I have to do is to put it back on below the picture or below the timeline. Okay. So something that I forgot here is that we are still focusing on the first part because the red color is still there. So I'm gonna turn it into white, but I'll be putting the outline into red so that it indicates that we went there already. Okay. But the focus now is on the American rule. So what we're gonna be retaining is that the American rule will have a solid red circle on its timeline. So now we are on to our next part of the timeline. What I'm gonna do again is just change the fill of the red button in the American rule, and then crop the black and white photo of the Japanese era picture. And then I'm gonna change. I'm gonna copy paste again, okay, and then copy paste the slide, and then copy paste the text here. Then change the color again into red. Okay, shape fill, shape outline is also red, and then I'm going to change the text here. I'm going to put here World War II and the Japanese occupation. Japanese occupation. Okay, so I'm gonna adjust this here so it's well there. And of course, since we're already completing our timeline, I'm just gonna click on crop and crop. And then to test it out, of course, you'll have to play the transition. So you can start with the 300 years of Spanish occupation, and then you can proceed on with the American rule, and then lastly on the World War II part of our colonial history and the Japanese occupation. So there you have it. That's a quick PowerPoint timeline that again requires a little effort and no artistic skill set, no animation skill set either. And while you're at it, you can do this. What you can do next is you can continue on with your PowerPoint presentation with the same pictures, and you can just proceed on your further discussion on your topic. Like for example, 300 years of Spanish occupation started with the arrival of Magellan, and the next one will be the Villalobos, Villalobos expedition. And then you can add all of the relevant event during the Spanish occupation, and then you'll just have to copy the picture, and then using the design idea, if you're on Office 365, you can actually choose which slide design that you want to have so that it will look formal and creative, and then you can use the morph design so that it will have an intuitive and a smoother design flow. So there you have it. That's how you create creative timelines on your PowerPoint presentation effortlessly. You don't need third-party application to edit picture. You don't need artistic skill set. You don't even need animation skills to do it. That's how easy it is to create a timeline on your PowerPoint presentation. Again, this is Jasper Jed B. Greco, and see you on the next video. Bye-bye. Keep safe and keep healthy.